this does not, and let's segue right now. What I'm going to say here is not going to affect Joe Mixon. And I do want to talk about Joe Mixon because there is a little bit of Mixon news to report. Nothing significant, nothing bad, and I'm pulling it up right now. Texans OC Bobby Slowick told the press that Mixon is an absolute workhorse in every regard. And this is how I feel about Joe Mixon. He's 27 going into his age 28 season. He's not sexy, but he's reliable. He can do everything right. This is a significant upgrade when it comes to Joe Mixon to Devin Singletary and Dameon Pierce. And outside of whatever it's Akers or Pierce, outside of a change of pace role, this is every bit of Joe Mixon's backfield. And this is a big reason why I'm kind of down on CJ Stroud at his cost. This Texans team, year two in that D'Amico Ryans defense. A significant running back upgrade who can handle every down work and can catch the ball and can pop a little bit in between the tackles. This team's they're not going to throw the ball as much as last year, and they didn't throw a lot last year. They were around middle of the pack in pass attempts and team pass plays per game. So I don't know what people see. I guess they see the weapons with CJ Stroud, but CJ Stroud only had one game last year where he threw more than 2 touchdowns. So there's a lot of red flags with Stroud, but I love Joe Mixon in this landing spot. So I love that what Slowick is saying. It just backs up what I think about Joe Mixon anyway.
Yeah, I actually thought about this because and I think we're in the same wavelength when it comes to this offense. Like defensive minded head coach, you can their defense got significantly better with a lot of the additions that they added in the front seven. Like this is going to be a team that when they have a lead, they're going to want. They didn't have a good running back to lean on. I mean, Devin Singletary, okay. Like, look, give the credit where credit's due. Like he was solid for them last year, Devin Singletary. But to your point, like Joe Mixon is a true 3-down back, and he's a veteran. Like he's a veteran. Bobby Slowick, like you can hear him talking about him. Like he's a pro's pro Mixon. Like he's done it for a really long time. My fear with Mixon, it's the same fear with Mike Evans. Like these are guys that I haven't had much shares of the last few years because of fear of like, oh, maybe this is the year they fall off or they're getting up there in age or I just don't love them for whatever reason. And then I fear that this will be the year I draft Joe Mixon and he will shit the bed and fall off. So I hope I'm wrong about that because I do want some shares of Mixon, but I'm excited for Mixon. I think this is a good opportunity for him.
Yeah, Joe Mixon right now, one of my favorite running backs going around his cost. Past you really go back to 2018, RB9 in fantasy points per game. But 2020, he was averaging 16.6, but only played in 6 games. But if we go to the past 3 seasons where he played at least 15 games, he's given us at least 15.7 fantasy points and finished as a top 11 running back in fantasy points per game. 2 of those years in 21 and 2022, he finished as a top 7 back in fantasy points per game. At least 9 touchdowns total in that period. Past 2 seasons, at least 52 receptions and 376 receiving yards. So, like, Joe Mixon's a very good running back, and I love this situation. I think it's a better offensive line when it comes to run blocking than Cincinnati as well. So I think both of us are in on Joe Mixon and don't really care about this Cam Akers signing, really.